Grindelwald Fürst, top of adventure, is a hotspot for some fun, epic Alpine activities in the Jungfrau region of Switzerland. If you're visiting the area, Fürst is absolutely a stop you must make. Stay till the end and I'll share a little bonus footage while I explore Grindelwald a little deeper. Fürst is about 7,000 feet above the beautiful town of Grindelwald, which is where we stayed. Before I go into the mountain adventures at Fürst, let's just take a quick moment to enjoy the quaint, beautiful town of Grindelwald. Just walked into our Airbnb in Grindelwald, Switzerland, and this is our scenery. Oh my gosh, you kidding me? Okay, back to the action. You must make your way to the Fürst Aerial Cableway Station, which is at the center of Grindelwald. It's also where you'll purchase your tickets if you haven't already done so online. This is in the downtown area. This is where you're gonna catch the first aerial gondola to the top to do all the fun stuff. Let's go. You can now catch the 6-seater cable car to the summit, or any of the stops along the way. It's about a 25-minute scenic ride to the Fürst summit. On the way up, you'll enjoy beautiful scenery, and you can get an idea of some of the fun activities you'll be enjoying. Check out that playground. That's the coolest playground I've ever seen. This trolley bike was suddenly put on this, and we were not expecting it.
Was that there before?
We're floating into the clouds right now.
That looks scary. Yeah, this looks scary.
When you arrive at the top, I recommend you check out the Fürst View Vantage platform. On a clear day, you'll have some epic views of the surrounding mountains and Grindelwald below. However, on this particular day, we saw nothing. Just fog, clouds, whatever it is, which does offer a unique experience as well.
You're like right over the edge here.
This was a foreshadowing of what our whole day was going to look like. But hey, you just have to go with the flow. If you book their adventure package, you get 2 Alpine activities as well as unlimited rides on the gondola. There are actually 4 big ones to choose from: the Fürst Flyer, the Fürst Glider, Fürst Mountain Cart, and the Fürst Trolley Bike. The Fürst Flyer is an 800-meter long zip line that takes you flying 52 miles per hour from the summit to the next stop down the mountain. The Fürst Glider is a 4-passenger eagle ride that takes you to the summit backwards and then flies you back down at similar speeds of the Fürst Flyer. After completing either of these 2 rides, you can hop on the Fürst Mountain Cart, which takes you from the Schreckfield stop to Bort in epic fashion, might I add. And from there, you have an option of doing the Fürst Trolley Bike down to Grindelwald. It's basically a cross between a scooter and a bike. In the end, my friends and I chose the Fürst Flyer. To do the Fürst Flyer, so this one is individual zip line type thing, and it looks pretty awesome. You'll see in a second. The wait line wasn't extremely long, however, it definitely took a long time to get through everyone in front of us. The fog also added to the wait times. We waited in line for about an hour and a half. It was quite cold up there, and the fog brought some chilly winds with it. Luckily, we came bundled up, but it was still pretty cold for us Floridians.
I'm gonna throw up.
While waiting up there, we saw where people take off to parasail. Side note, parasailing is huge in Switzerland. We saw people floating around at all the nearby mountain towns. It looks unbelievable. Maybe on the next trip, we'll see. Finally, we made it up there. They let 2 people go at a time. The attendants strap you in the seat, and then you take off. My wife was super nervous and couldn't stop her nervous laughter.
Nothing to be fearing. Swiss engineering.
Yeah.
I strapped a GoPro to my chest to catch this awesome experience, and my bag was in the way, but it was still awesome. This was so much fun. I felt like I was really flying through the clouds. If the wait line wasn't so long, I would have loved to have done this again.
Woo! Good stuff. On to the next one.
Woo!
They need the cow whisperer.
For our second activity, we chose to do the Fierce mountain cart that takes off from Shrekfield, which is the stop we just landed at from the Fierce Flyer. When we finally got to the front of the line, the attendant gave us some brief instructions on what to expect. And we're off. There's no pedaling involved, nor is there a motor. This mountain cart takes you down the mountain on a steep, windy, downhill path that's about 2 miles long. The path consists of several different types of terrain like gravel, dirt, concrete, brick, and for a good portion of the way you'll see a steep drop on your left side. But overall it felt very safe, and the brakes on the handlebars worked very efficiently. The scenery was amazing from start to finish, even with the clouds passing through. Oh my god, it was so much fun.
Woohoo!
I actually did survive.
You survived. You survived. We all survived. That was so much fun.
When we finished, we stopped for a drink at the restaurant at the Bort area. Cocktails with a view. It doesn't get much better than this. It had been a long day of waiting for these rides in cold weather, so the ladies decided they had enough and were going to go into town to shop for some Swiss chocolates. So I dragged my buddy Mike back onto the gondola to make our way back to the summit before the park closed. Why? Because I wanted to experience the infamous cliff walk. The cliff walk is a suspension bridge that leads you along the rock face of the Fierce Peak to a viewing platform that's 45 meters out into the void and offers views of the unique backdrop of the snow-covered 4,000-meter peaks, at least on a clear day. As you've seen in this whole video, we were basically amongst the clouds all day. It wasn't as beautiful as it should have been, but it was still epic in its own way. I still loved it, and I enjoyed watching my friend proceed with these dizzying heights in fear. Good times.
We're gonna go on the scary platform up there.
You got this, Mikey.
We made it to the viewing point and took some photos. This is what it looks like to be amongst the clouds. We made our way back, and I had to take one of my infamous shirtless pics in the freezing void just for the ladies. Well, we caught the last cable car down just about 15 minutes before the park closed. Really good timing. If I had more time, I would have really loved to do the 1-hour hike up to the beautiful Lake Bachalpsy. Oh well, next time for sure. As promised earlier, I had some bonus footage to share from our time in Grindelwald. I went exploring a bit up the mountain from where we were staying, and here's a quick highlight of the stunning scenery.
Across a waterfall in the morning hike.
Hey guys, what's up, babies? Thanks so much for joining me, friends. If you want to see more from our Switzerland trip, just click on the next video at the end. You're gonna love the hot tub boat excursion we did at Lake Brienz. Subscribe to the channel. Hope to see you on the next adventure. Cheers, friends.